like kind of like what the fuck, what is happening? This is so good, man. So many people with different culture and different different type of instruments and different language. You learn so many language in such a small time, and so many songs also, and you make so many friends from far from your country, and this is cool. This is really cool.
Hello and welcome to Soziolinguini, the podcast about language and pasta. This is a disclaimer. The following episode might contain swear words in several languages and strong use of folk music. If you think bad words are bad, or if you don't like folk or music in general, you probably shouldn't listen. For everyone else, let the episode begin. It is the 7th July 2019. We find ourselves a little bit outside of the city of Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, just a few hundred meters from the Baltic Sea. We feel the sun on our face when it's out, feel the wind that pushes around the clouds in a bright blue, white sky. We hear the quiet shedding and mumbling of 100,000 people around us. What's happening? Is it a football match? Is it a politician's inauguration? Is it a demonstration? No! All these people have come here today to sing. We're looking at a giant stage in front of us. That stage has its own name. It's called Laululava, where about 15,000 choir members perform a song. How many conductors does it take to direct 15,000 people? Only one, apparently, but that one has to work hard. So why do all these people gather around a giant stage and sing? And we're not talking about the concept of a concert here. We're talking about 6 hours of collective singing and cheering straight. To keep it short, every 5 years Estonians celebrate the forming and independence of their national state, Estonia. Estonia has been occupied by other nations for a large part of its history. During the time of foreign rule, songs and literature played an important role in preserving Estonian identity, especially since Estonian as a language didn't have a high status when the area was occupied by foreign forces. The singing celebrations are a tradition that has been founded already in the mid-19th century and have a special meaning since the so-called Singing Revolution, a series of peaceful protests against the Soviet rule between 1987 and 1991, during which people were singing songs in Estonian, of course. Now, more history would go beyond the scope of this episode. If you're curious about what happened, The singing revolution, the singing celebrations, and Estonian history in general are well processed and explained on the internet. You have articles, you have TEDx talks, you have YouTube videos. But we are moving on without going into too much historical detail. And we're not gonna analyze the lyrics, though that would probably make an interesting topic too. You don't have to understand the lyrics to get an idea of what the songs are about. That is why even for tourists, the singing celebrations can be quite an emotional experience. Like, for me, for example. Even foreigners can understand what it means when thousands of people get together every 5 years. When singers at all ages practice the songs in every town and every village, and they celebrate the songs in different ways. For some they stand up, for some they cheer extra loud, and for some they even cry. By gathering and singing together, they are saying, "We are here, we are free, we remember the past, we cherish the present, when we're singing together, breathing together, cheering together." So today's topic is music as a language, maybe even music as the language, regarding what we will hear in some of today's interviews. And where could it be better to talk about language and music than in Estonia, a country in which people say their language sounds like singing, and where actual singing together is common sense among all generations. Another good opportunity to take a look at the Estonian music scene is one of the biggest folk festivals in Europe, Viljandi Folk. Viljandi Folk takes place every year at the last weekend of July. During the 4 days of the festival, or as locals call it, the folk time, the small city of Viljandi turns into a stage for a colorful folk fairy tale that you can't forget once you've seen it. Since the festival has more visitors than Viljandi has inhabitants, the city rather becomes the festival than hosting it. With little fairs behind every corner, jam sessions in side streets, backyards filled with DJ booths, cafes, children programs and workshops, night walking tours, a variety of food stands and folk. Folk! Folk! From French bal folk to kologo sounds from Ghana, from Celtic traditional popish arrangements to Russian folk brought from the streets of St. Petersburg to the rest of the world. Or a half-traditional, half-popish epic folk from the Mongolian steppe. Are you ready? You just listened to a band called Chor, Choor. They're based in China, and their albums are surprisingly hard to get. I met those guys later outside a bar in the city. They legitimately didn't speak any English, which seems rare on an international festival. But it didn't matter, because their music is awesome and they know it. Through heavy nodding and some kind of bowing while smiling, I could signal that I agree. The Moradok Mai theatre community from Thailand signed up with a workshop on storytelling by Thai melodies. On the festival's website, they explain their motivation as follows. Storytelling is always the ultimate goal of all art skills. It is only natural for musicians to tell their stories through music, since Thai traditional theatre cannot take away its music. Therefore, music is evidently the core of all the movements and lyrics. The way it hasn't changed for generations is most sacred. We are bringing the sacredness of music and movements and the way it hasn't changed to share with you at the festival. We are excited to feel the reactions. All in all, there are about 800 artists playing 110 smaller and bigger concerts on 9 stages. But numbers actually don't matter that much to this festival. The reason for a lot of people to attend every year is the atmosphere. Viljandi Folk is not about walking up to a stage and watching someone play an instrument. And for the musicians, it is not simply about preparing a show and performing it. In fact, it is not about doing anything really. It's all about being. Being together, being understood, being friendly, being in the nature. This perception of being together goes so far that sometimes it even seems weird that some people happen to stand on a stage while others are in front of it. But the lines between performer and audience are regularly being blurred by the way people interact with each other. And here we touch upon the song celebrations in Tallinn, where being together and singing together replaces the traditional conception of just listening to a concert. There is one act in the festival that in a natural and remarkable way combines all of these Viljandi folk characteristics. Ethno Estonia. Ethno Estonia is one branch of a project called Ethno, which takes place in other countries too. It brings together young people and their instruments for a 10-day music camp. They sleep, eat, play and sing together, learn about traditional music from all over the world and, well, what exactly happens is probably the magic that only the participants themselves can describe. One thing is for sure, wherever Ethno people show up, they bring their pure joy and energy. Let's not forget, these kids are not professionals, in the sense that the way they give everything on stage is not something they do for a living. They do it because they like it. And again, them performing seems to be more about being, singing, dancing, laughing together than delivering a concert to an audience. Every song seems special to them, and because of that to the listener too. It is the songs they sing with their friends, with their ethno family, the songs they practiced and developed further through constant interaction, improvisation, the experience that the ethno camp is. An ethno concert tells you about the beautiful and sometimes life-changing time the ethnos had during the last 10 days. And when there is one of the more dramatic songs to be sung, you can see 1 or 2 tears rolling that tell you about the upcoming farewell when everyone goes back to their home country. This year, in addition to the music, the participants tell me a bit more about their experience, mostly because I asked them a lot of curious questions. At this point, a big thank you to those who have donated their voice, language and laughter to Soziolinguini. Before our guests introduce themselves, let's play a little game. You will now hear 6 samples without knowing what languages they are. Can you guess the language? And if so, where are they spoken? Let's get started.
Meil on 19 erinevat rahvust ja kõigis on midagi uudset, nii erinevat, aga neil on kõigis sees seesama armastus muusika vastu ja üksteise vastu. Ja see on nüüd tõesti kurb, et meil oli viimane selline suurem kontsert koos, et vaikselt homme veel teeme ja siis hakkavad inimesed lahkuma ja kes teab, kas neid üldse enam näeb, et emotsioone on tohutult palju.
That was Estonian.
Eigenlijk vooral de natuur en het landschap in Estland. Het is echt, ik hou heel veel van natuur en ik ben graag gewoon tussen mensen die ook van natuur en van muziek houden. En op het festival ook. Het is echt prachtig uitzicht gewoon. Dus dat is echt iets, ja, dat is echt iets dat ik zeker ga onthouden hier.
That was Flemish. Basically the variety of Dutch spoken in the area of Flanders, in northern Belgium, as well as in the province of Zeeland in the Netherlands and in parts of France.
Und dann hat es ein paar Jahre gedauert, dann war ich in Portugal, letztes Jahr war ich in Katalonien und dieses Jahr bin ich jetzt in Estonia, was eins meiner Favoriten war. Von der Beschreibung her natürlich, man kann immer nur die Beschreibung lesen, ja. Genau, und dann bin ich jetzt hierher gekommen und es ist wunderschön.
That was German.
एथनो आपका दिमाग खोल देता है कि आप क्या हैं, कि आप इतने सारे लोगों से मिलते हैं, इतना सारा कल्चर आपको देखने को मिलता है, इतना सारा कुछ आप देखते हैं एक छोटे 7-8 दिन के एथनो में, छोटे से 1 वीक के कैंप में, और इतना कुछ सीखते हैं, डिफरेंट कल्चर देखते हैं, डिफरेंट लैंग्वेज होती है, सब कुछ डिफरेंट होता है, तो आपको बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. तो या ये एथनो के लिए है और हर एथनो में ये आपको मिलता है. एस्टोनिया में बहुत अच्छे से खूब भर के मिला.
That was Hindi.
It really is just sharing cultures with so many different people, and you share your music and your dance and sort of even the way you talk and things you say, and I think that's really cool. And you sort of have so many in-jokes because you teach so many bad jokes to say. And then it's weird going back into normal life and you find a moment for an in-joke but it doesn't work.
That was New Zealand English.
Primera vez que vengo a Estonia, nunca había venido. Vine por el concierto, por el tema del Etno Estonia. Me recibieron en una casa en Tallinn y fue realmente muy lindo. Conocí la ciudad, pude recorrerla, me impresionó. La verdad que igual tenía algunos prejuicios sobre este lugar del mundo, pero ver los colores, la alegría de la gente, creo que siento que es muy, muy resiliente este pueblo y me gusta todo, o sea, de verdad, la música, la cultura.
That was Chilean Spanish, the variety of Spanish spoken in Chile. And who were we listening to?
My name is Pilar Vargas, they call me Pili. I'm from Chile. I'm 28 years old, I play the flute and I sing also, yes.
My name is David. I'm from a small town. It's called Neustadt an der Weinstraße in southwest Germany, close to the French border. My instrument is trumpet. I play trumpet.
My name is Durgesh Kanwal. I belongs to a Punjabi family. I'm a Punjabi Hindu, and I play percussion instrument. I love singing also, but my main instruments are percussion.
I'm from Estonia and my name is Hanna-Lore. I'm a singer, but I also play violin and melodica.
My name is Gloria Beerten and I'm from Belgium. I live in Antwerp. I was actually born in Colombia, but I'm adopted. So like after a few weeks when I was still a baby, I came to Belgium. So I've lived there for all my whole life. I'm a singer, so yeah.
You brought your voice?
Yes, I brought my voice.
My name's Oliver Brahma and I was born in England but I left and moved to New Zealand when I was 6 years old and I've lived there ever since. And This ethno I brought my baron with me, which is an Irish frame drum. But I usually play guitar at ethnos, but I couldn't fit it in the overhead locker. And I also brought some tin whistles as well to play.
Just the variety of backgrounds and languages of the people I talked to gives you an impression of how diverse the Ethno-Estonia camps are. Of course I asked how a bunch of people from all corners of the world get along without knowing each other's languages, and I often got a similar answer.
Music is a very international language, and all the musicians can communicate with music.
Communicating is in English, as good the people as good as they speak, and but the nice thing is we are all here for the same reason, and that's music.
If you know a little bit of English, then it's fine. There are some other guys also, they don't in Estonia as well, they don't speak English, and my English is also so bad. So I was like, okay, but we really talk because we are musicians, so music is our language, so we talk like that. When you playing with someone, you know, like you feel him or her, like what he wants from you, and you feel the person and you play with them.
It's really nice that you can just communicate through the music and you just play, and it doesn't matter, and you don't need to know the song, you just start playing, and it all feels really nice, and it just kind of works always.
Wow, those guys make it sound very easy. So maybe we can consider music a language, one of the many languages that we human beings have. But besides intercultural jam sessions, let's talk about how it went with the type of languages you speak. With your mouth. You know, like the languages. Living together for 10 days, you must end up teaching each other some words, don't you?
Most people want to know some words in the local language.
I just understand tere, which is like hi, and that's it, I think. Or puestre or something means street. I really don't know. Pueste, okay.
Tere. And aita. And I can say hästi, aga nüüd inglise keeles.
We will teach them Estonian, and they will teach us their languages, and in the end of the camp you can talk in very different languages.
Sometimes we play these games, you teach each other the words, some stupid stuff, or you play this, there's a nice game you can play. Everyone says a word that is difficult to pronounce in its language, and then the others try to imitate, and this is a super funny game.
Yeah.
So you see all these people try to imitate the pronunciation of some word that maybe is difficult for you to pronounce, and it's super funny.
I don't know, I just love it when people from other countries try to speak like in Dutch, because it just sounds so weird, and most of the time they don't even know what they're saying. They just do it. I think that's amazing.
Marie was telling me about like good busy. If you do a good job, you say good
bezig.
Goed bezig, which means good busy. So they say good busy when you do a good job. Everyone teaches each other all bits of their languages, mostly swear words. But as you can imagine.
Now that's interesting. From what languages do you know swear words, and what are those?
Swedish profanity is my speciality. Helvete has become like my natural response to anything bad that happens.
What does it mean?
It's like fucking hell, I guess, is the best. Helvete. It's so satisfying to swear in Swedish.
Mostly it's also like a swear word, godverdomme. It's something so many people know, like in almost every ethno, people know that. It's so funny to teach other people.
Now we have to learn one lyric part also, because we will do a song from India. And every time if you hear Melenu, you have to say aha. Can we try it? Melenu. Perfect. Enjoy the festival.
Tere Estonia! How are you guys doing? Great. This is my first time I have ever been to any country outside India, and it was my luck that I came to this beautiful country, Estonia. And people here are so lovely, and they are so artistic, and they appreciate good music. Like, wow. So, are you guys ready to dance on some Punjabi beats? And are you guys ready to sing Aha? Okay, let's do it then.
And they did it. I still don't know what melenu means, but I could surely say aha. But, as mentioned earlier, on Viljandi Folk, music doesn't happen only on stage. Let's walk across the festival ground. Everyone that owns an instrument can bring it. Children collect some stage experience at every corner, playing for the people passing by. And listen to these two violins finding each other during an improvised jam session in the park. If you listen really closely and if you have nice headphones, you will also hear an exhausted Viljandi Folk volunteer taking a well-deserved break under a tree and eating bread from a super noisy plastic foil bag thingy. And maybe you wouldn't have noticed if I wouldn't have pointed it out. But I did. And in the evening, when Estonia's most famous folk ensemble, Curly Strings, play, everyone will do as the Estonians do. Get up from your picnic mat and sing along hard.
Jooksen randa, koduküla randa, et saada pruuniks, teiseks juuniks, siis on pidu, teise küla pidu, seal on noored, teised noored, siin kauges külas, teisi näinud pole veel, tühi rand ja nõmmeliga veel.
If you enjoyed this episode, maybe you should check out Viljandi Folk next year. Or Google Estonia's Singing Revolution. Or get back to your favorite folk album. In any case, have fun. Our pasta of the day is sorprese. They look really cute. Don't miss the next episode of Soziolinguini, the podcast about language and pasta.
Korraks vaatan Sa